Good morning, students. In last class, we have discussed certain concepts from post-fertilization events. Okay. So here, post-fertilization events means the events which takes place or which occurs after the process of a fertilization. Okay, which includes the formation of a zygote, and the process of a embryogenesis. Okay, so the post-fertilization events it includes the zygote and another one is embryogenesis. So these are the two events which takes place after the process of fertilization. So therefore these two events are called as post-fertilization events. So this zygote we have already discussed, and regarding this embryogenesis also we discussed in the previous class. Okay, so little bit you please remember here, embryogenesis is the process of formation of embryo from the zygote. Okay, and here we have to we can classify animals into two different types based on the development of zygote, whether zygote development takes place inside the body of female individual or whether it takes place outside the body of an individual. Based on that, we can classify animals into two different types, which also we have discussed already. Okay, so there are two different types. One is called as a oviparous animals. Oviparous animals. So this is one of the classification of animals based on the development of a zygote. Okay, classification of animals, which we have already discussed in the previous class. Classification of animals based on the development of a zygote. Based on the development of zygote. Okay, so one is oviparous animals. Some animals are called as oviparous animals. Okay, it means these are all egg-laying animals. So these are all egg-laying animals. Okay, we have already discussed about this concept. Okay, those animals which lay either fertilized or unfertilized eggs are called as oviparous animals. Okay, example for this kind of animals are fishes, they lay the eggs; amphibians lay the eggs; and reptiles, and one more is birds. So these are all animals which lay the eggs, therefore they are called as a oviparous animals. And another class of animals are called as viviparous animals. Viviparous animals. Okay, so these are the animals which can give birth to young ones. Okay, so that you can define viviparous animals as those animals which give birth to young ones. Give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals. Okay, here example for this viviparous animals are mammals. All mammals are viviparous animals except echidna or platypus, which is egg-laying mammal. So like this we can classify animals into two different categories based on the development of a zygote, whether it takes place inside the body of the female individual or outside the body of the individual. So these are all the concepts which we have already discussed in the last class. And next let us move to the post-fertilization event which takes place in case of a plants. Post-fertilization events in plants. post fertilization events in plants. Okay, in case of plants, it's not like that animals. It takes place little bit differently in case of plants. In flowering plants, in case of a flowering plants, in flowering plants, the zygote is formed. Zygote is formed within the ovule. Within the ovule. So this is what we have to understand regarding this flowering plants. In case of flowering plants, the zygote formation takes place within the ovule. Okay, so now you can understand this. So now this is ovary, stigma, and pollen grain which gets deposited on the stigma after the process of a pollination, and there are male gametes, and this pollen grain can develop into a tube. So this tube is known as a pollen tube. So this pollen tube also carries this male gametes, and within the ovary, so there is a presence of a structure known as ovule, and this pollen tube, it grows towards the ovule, and afterwards it will discharge so these male gametes near the ovule, and within the ovule egg is present, and when male gamete is discharged, this male gamete which will fuse with the egg, and the process of fertilization will be completed here. So that the fertilization process will be completed within the ovule, so that zygote formation takes place inside the ovule. Okay, and after the process of a fertilization, once the fertilization is over, other parts of the flower like sepals, okay, sepals, petals, okay, all these parts, they fall off. They fall off. All the parts of the flower, they fall off, okay, after the process of a fertilization. Only so this ovary remains in the flower bud. Okay, only ovary remains. So later what happens? Ovary develops. Ovary gradually develops into fruit. Ovary develops into fruit. So this concept which we have already studied in first PUC about this, and the next one is the ovules. Ovules which are present inside the ovary. So these ovules develop into seeds. Ovules develop into seeds. Okay, so like this you have to understand. And complete fruit is covered by fruit wall. Later what happens? Fruit is covered by fruit wall. Okay, so this fruit wall, which is also called as pericarp. So this you will study in the next lesson also. So complete fruit is covered by a fruit wall. That fruit wall is also called as a pericarp, and this pericarp can be differentiated into three different layers. One is called as a epicarp, and another one is called as a mesocarp, and another one is called as a endocarp. So the fruit wall or pericarp can be differentiated into three layers. One is called as epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. So like this, these are all some important changes which takes place in case of a flowering plant after the process of a fertilization. So that these are all post fertilization events in case of a plants. Okay, in your textbook they have given some examples, okay, to identify which is the pericarp and which are the seeds. So that they have given certain examples. Okay, so like this they have shown here. So this fruit will have two structures. Now these are called as, these are mentioned as S. It means these are the seeds, and this portion is called as P. It means this is a pericarp. So that fruit is covered by fruit wall known as a pericarp, and these are called as the seeds. So these examples you please remember regarding your competitive examinations like NEET. So with this your first lesson is completed. The reproduction in organisms is over, and we have discussed all the concepts. Okay, and after the completion of this, let us discuss some of the important board examination questions, the questions which are already asked in the examinations. Okay, let us start now.